Hi, my name is Yasu from Japan, and in my video I do hitorigoto, which is talking to myself. So basically I talk about my life in this channel. And then today I'm not sure if this topic is suitable for a lot of people, but recently one of my best friend asked me whether if I have had suicidal thought, especially like after I got I started suffering from the depressions. It was a very like direct, very interesting question asked by him, and he was like, you don't really have to answer me if that makes you feel very uncomfortable or like that triggers your bad memory, but if it's okay with you, I want to ask you, did you or have you ever had suicidal thought after you suffer from depressions? And then I explained what I went through, how I remembered it. I was able to verbalize my experience, which I got kind of surprised because I don't think I would be able to do so, but in fact I was able to tell him exactly what I experienced, and then to him it's quite interesting. That's what he said. So today I want to share exactly what happened to me, verbalize everything, and because of it's a very sensitive topic, so if you feel very uncomfortable, please just don't watch it. So here's the thing. In middle of July, before I have started taking effexor venlafaxine, which is the antidepressant, I was really in a bad place. And then like it just unfortunate events kept happening to me, and then I was so vulnerable, and which makes me very susceptible to everything, any stimulus, any events, and I became super sensitive, and I took everything personal, and it just everything amplified in the wrong way. So when everything happened in the end, I kept crying along in my home. I broke down completely in tears, and it's something very interesting happened. So as far as I remember that I started feeling that everything becomes white, and then my body, my existence, my consciousness starts to being diffused, like scattered in space. So I couldn't really figure out, like, this is the physical form, and then like I recognize my consciousness in this form. But when that happened a month ago, like more than a month ago, none of that was there. Everything becomes white. My existence, my consciousness becoming scattered. It's like becoming tiny pieces of it, and then putting in the air, and then there is me but not really me. And then I feel that everything has become, I felt that everything became so unreal. I couldn't really tell what is real and what is not real, and that makes me feel so good. But there is a part of it that it cannot be scattered, it cannot be diffused into. It just stick there, and it doesn't turn into white. And then that makes me feel very uncomfortable. That made me feel like I want to just simply erase that. And then there is a part of me still left, the logical part of me, that okay, Yasu, what you are experiencing is not real. It's not. It's insane. It's not safe. It's dangerous. You have to pull yourself together. But I was in a very bad place, and I couldn't think anything. I couldn't really think anything. I didn't understand what's going on. So like the logic side of me couldn't take over me. And I didn't know what kind of decisions I should have made. And here's the thing, if I don't know what kind of decisions I make no decisions. So I guess even in that kind of state, I guess I stick with my way. But there's a part of me that makes me feel so good that I am becoming like diffused in those like white world. It's very hard to describe. And then there is a part of it that it just sticks there. Then there's urge and desire that I want to erase it. And there's a part of me that, okay, that's not you, that's not rational, that's dangerous. It's just all over, and there's confusing. And then I got to remember one thing, which is that my psychiatrist prescribed me a medicine, and he told me that if something happens to you, take it. Which is, I don't know how it's say in Japanese, in English. Anxiolytic? It's not antidepressant. Anxiolytic. I'm not sure if I pronounce it or not. So I looked for it, I found it, and I took it. And then it put me to sleep. Next day I woke up, felt better. I can think more clearly. And then on that day, it just happened to be the day that I was supposed to go to see my psychiatrist. And I told him everything. And then he told me that, okay, Yasu, that's it. You're really suffering from depressions. You're in a very bad place, and I really think that it's better for you to start taking the medications. And I listened to him because I know that what I experienced the day before, that's not me. And as time went by, I recognized that what I experienced was the suicidal thought. That is why when one of my best friends asked me if I ever had a suicidal thought, after I started suffering from the depressions, then this is exactly what I told him. So this is a very interesting experience, at least to me, because when that was happening, I remember that it doesn't feel like there is nothing like, oh, I want to die, or I don't want to die, or I'm gonna kill myself, or I don't want to kill myself. It just simply, there is a part of it that makes me feel very uncomfortable, and I want to remove it. But from the professional eyes and the diagnosis, that is a suicidal thought. And on top of that, the feeling that everything is not real, very unreal, that makes the whole situations a lot dangerous, which I really agree with my doctor. And then because I experienced that, those suicide, it's the chain reaction of the series of very unfortunate events kept happening one another on top of each other, and then it just happens. That's how I see it. And in my case, that's how everything pushed me on the edge. But in my case, there are some fortunate situations it also happened to me, which is that my psychiatrist prescribed me a medicine that he wanted me to take if something really happens. He never thought that I would experience something like this, so he didn't really prepare for it, but it just happens. And then here's another interesting fact is that medicine, it doesn't make me feel sleep at all. There's no such effect. There's no such effectiveness of the medicine in the medicine. But when I took it, I got to sleep. Prior to like those 7 days before the day, I couldn't sleep at all, so I was suffering from the sleeping issues. But on that day, when I took the medications, I got to sleep, even though it's not supposed to make me sleep. So I suppose it's a placebo effect. The fact that I took something from the doctor, I guess my mind got tricked and then got to sleep. And because sleep helped, and then on the next day, it just so happened to be the day that I made an appointment with my psychiatrist. I got to tell him exactly what happened right after what happened. And then on that day, he suggested me to take medications, and then I agreed. So those are the fortunate events that saved me in so many ways. But there could be another scenario that what if my doctor didn't prescribe me the medications? What if my mind didn't get tricked by the medications and I couldn't sleep on that night? There are just so many what if situations. So I guess since I'm talking to you guys, or the concept of this channel is talking to myself. But the fact that I'm making this video is because even though there are so many unfortunate series of events happened, pushing me on the edge, but there is also the fortunate events that saved me, and I guess that's life. So what I want to say is that if you are in a bad place, if you have difficulties in life, if you're suffering from some mental issues and everything, don't wait until it gets too much. Seek help from those professionals as early as possible. Just like when you get sick, I'm not sure, in your country, maybe like seeing a doctor is very expensive. But I'm just basically talking about the life in Japan. So in this country, the medical fee is very, super, super cheap. So let's say if I get headache or if I have a fever, I just simply go to see a doctor, and then, they gave me medications and everything. And I actually start seeing the psychiatrist in the same way, and then that has saved me a lot. So before it gets too much, before it gets too serious, please consider going to see a therapist at least, or psychiatrist, so that by the time the situation gets really worse, you know exactly where to go, you know exactly how to reach to those people, and they know exactly how to help you, because before that happens, they know you. They have listened to your stories, and they have some options how to help you. So I guess that's what I wanna say. But anyway, please take care of yourself. Health matters, as always. And have a wonderful day. And I hope to see you in my next one. And if you're still watching this video, please subscribe to my channel. I think that's all. じゃあね、バイバイ。